Ever wonder why people join gangs and cults? What drives seemingly ordinary individuals to these extreme groups? The answer lies in dark psychology. We're about to uncover the disturbing tactics used by these groups. We'll explore the psychological needs they exploit. Get ready for a deep dive into the human psyche. This is a journey into the heart of manipulation, control, and the allure of belonging. Let's begin. Welcome to Brainwave Matrix, your portal to the mysteries of the human mind. Subscribe for more explorations of psychology and behavior. Gangs and cults are more common than you think. They exist in plain sight, often disguised as harmless organizations. From street gangs to religious sects, these groups prey on vulnerability. They offer a sense of community and purpose, but this comes at a dangerous cost: freedom and individuality. Stay tuned as we unravel the dark psychology behind their appeal. Humans are social creatures. We crave connection, we seek acceptance. This need to belong is deeply rooted in our psychology. From an evolutionary perspective, belonging meant survival. Being part of a group offered protection from predators. It increased chances of finding food and shelter. This primal instinct still influences us today. Loneliness and isolation can be painful experiences. They can lead to feelings of depression, anxiety, and low self-esteem. Individuals who feel isolated or disconnected are more susceptible to the allure of gangs and cults. These groups offer a sense of belonging and purpose. Joining a group can be a powerful experience. It provides a sense of identity and purpose. This is especially true for individuals who feel lost or directionless. Gangs and cults offer a prepackaged identity. They provide a set of beliefs, values, and rules to live by. This can be appealing to someone struggling with their identity. It offers a sense of structure and order in a chaotic world. The group becomes a surrogate family. This sense of belonging can be highly addictive. It creates a powerful bond between members. It also makes it difficult to leave the group. Individuals who try to leave often face rejection and isolation. Humans are hardwired to conform. We have a natural tendency to follow the crowd. This is due to a phenomenon known as social proof. We look to others for cues on how to behave. In a group setting, this pressure to conform can be intense. Individuals may feel obligated to adopt the group's beliefs and behaviors, even if they conflict with their own values. This is especially true in groups with strong leaders. Leaders of gangs and cults often use manipulation tactics to enforce conformity. They may use intimidation, threats, or even violence. Dissent is discouraged or punished. This creates an environment of fear and obedience. Gangs and cults thrive on manipulation. They use it to control members and maintain power. These tactics are often subtle and insidious. Victims may not even realize they're being manipulated. One common tactic is love bombing. New recruits are showered with attention, affection, and approval. This creates a sense of euphoria and belonging. It makes the group seem like a safe haven. Another tactic is gaslighting. Leaders distort reality and make members doubt their own perceptions. They deny obvious truths and offer alternative explanations. This undermines the victim's confidence and sanity. Leaders also use guilt and shame to control members. They instill a sense of obligation and indebtedness. Members feel pressured to conform to expectations. They fear the consequences of disobedience. Brainwashing is a process of systematic thought control. It involves breaking down an individual's identity and beliefs, then replacing them with the group's ideology. This is achieved through a combination of psychological techniques. One key element is sleep deprivation. Lack of sleep impairs judgment and increases suggestibility. Leaders often schedule late-night meetings and rituals. This keeps members exhausted and disoriented. Another element is information control. Members are bombarded with propaganda and misinformation. They are denied access to outside information. This creates a narrow, distorted view of the world. Repetition is also crucial. Leaders repeat slogans, mantras, and beliefs ad nauseum. This constant reinforcement ingrains the ideology into the subconscious mind. It becomes difficult to resist or question. Section 3. Isolation and Fear, Maintaining the Grip. Isolation is a powerful tool of control. Gangs and cults separate members from their support systems. They discourage contact with family and friends. This dependence on the group strengthens their influence. Physical isolation is common. Members may live in communes or secluded compounds. They are cut off from the outside world. Their only interactions are with other members. Emotional isolation is just as damaging. Leaders promote distrust of outsiders. They label anyone who questions the group as an enemy. This creates a climate of paranoia and fear. Fear is the glue that holds many gangs and cults together. Leaders instill fear of the outside world, fear of punishment, and fear of leaving the group. This fear keeps members trapped even when they are unhappy. Breaking free requires immense courage and support. Section 1. Lost in the Labyrinth: John's story, from college student to cult member. John was a bright, inquisitive college student when he encountered a charismatic leader at a campus event. Feeling adrift, John was drawn to the group's message of purpose. They offered him a sense of belonging. At first, the group seemed harmless: meditation, discussions, and community service. However, the leader's teachings became more radical. John was pressured to sever ties with his family and friends. His life revolved around the group, attending endless meetings and surrendering his earnings. He justified the group's controlling behavior as necessary sacrifices. His critical thinking eroded, his sense of self dissolving into the collective identity. Years later, John escaped the cult, emotionally scarred and estranged from loved ones. Section 2. Maria's Descent: A Teenager's Struggle with Gang Life and Redemption. Growing up in a neighborhood ravaged by poverty and violence, Maria sought refuge in a local gang. They offered her protection and a sense of family. The gang's tough exterior masked her growing fear. Maria participated in petty crimes, masking her guilt. She witnessed acts of violence that left her shaken. The camaraderie morphed into dependence. A turning point came when Maria witnessed a brutal beating. The victim's pain mirrored her own struggle. With the support of a social worker, Maria left the gang. The journey back was arduous, but she persevered. Section 3. The Price of Belonging: Scars That Run Deeper Than Skin Deep. John and Maria's stories illustrate the devastating consequences of joining gangs and cults. Psychological manipulation and abuse leave lasting scars. They struggle with PTSD, anxiety, and depression. The allure of belonging blinds them to hidden dangers. Acceptance often costs freedom and individuality. These experiences impact relationships and self-worth. Recovery is a long and challenging process. It requires therapy, support, and confronting pain. Breaking free demands courage and belief in a brighter future. Section 1. The Seduction of Identity: Finding Yourself in the Group's Reflection. Gangs and cults understand the human need for identity. They offer a ready-made mold for those who feel lost or undefined, struggling to find their place in the world. Here's a group that gives you a name, a rank, a purpose. No need to question who you are or what you believe. The group provides all the answers. They offer a sense of belonging that transcends individuality. You become part of something larger than yourself. This can be intoxicating, especially for individuals with low self-esteem. The group's approval becomes a substitute for self-worth. Their beliefs become your beliefs. Their enemies become your enemies. But this borrowed identity comes at a price. You sacrifice your individuality on the altar of conformity. Your thoughts, feelings, and desires are subsumed by the group's ideology. You become a reflection of their distorted reality. Section 2. The Illusion of Power: From Pawn to Player in a Twisted Game. Many join gangs and cults seeking power and control. They may feel powerless in their own lives. The group offers an outlet for their frustrations and a sense of agency. Gangs provide a sense of power through violence and intimidation. Members feel a rush of adrenaline from engaging in risky behavior. They gain status within the group through acts of aggression and dominance. Cults offer a different kind of power: spiritual or ideological control. Members feel empowered by their access to secret knowledge or a higher purpose. They believe they are part of an elite group destined for greatness. But this power is often illusory. Members are merely pawns in the leader's game. They are manipulated and exploited to serve the group's agenda. True power comes from within, from self-awareness, autonomy, and the courage to chart your own course. Section 3, Acceptance without question, the allure of unconditional belonging. We all crave acceptance, but gangs and cults exploit this need by offering unconditional belonging. No matter your flaws, your doubts, your past mistakes, you'll be accepted without question. This can be incredibly seductive, especially for individuals who have experienced rejection or trauma. The group becomes a surrogate family, a safe haven from the harsh realities of the world. But this unconditional acceptance is often conditional on absolute obedience. Any deviation from the group's norms is met with swift punishment, dissent is crushed, individuality is suppressed. True belonging requires authenticity, respect, and the freedom to be yourself. It's about finding your tribe, people who accept you for who you are, flaws and all. It's not about sacrificing your identity for the sake of conformity. Section 1. Recognizing the red flags, early warning signs of manipulation. How do you spot a wolf in sheep's clothing? Gangs and cults often disguise their true nature. They may appear harmless at first. Learn to recognize the red flags. They demand absolute loyalty and obedience. Questioning the leader is discouraged or forbidden. They isolate you from family and friends. They control your access to information. They use guilt and shame to manipulate you. They pressure you to conform to their beliefs and behaviors. They promise easy answers to complex problems. They offer a sense of belonging and purpose that seems too good to be true. Trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Don't be afraid to walk away. Your safety and well-being are paramount. Section 2. Protecting yourself. Building resilience against exploitation. Knowledge is power. The more you understand about the tactics of gangs and cults, the better equipped you are to resist their influence. Educate yourself on the psychology of manipulation. Build strong, supportive relationships outside of the group. Stay connected with family and friends who value your individuality. Cultivate critical thinking skills. Don't blindly accept what you're told. Question authority. Don't be afraid to challenge ideas even if they come from someone in a position of power. Trust your gut. If a situation makes you uncomfortable, remove yourself. Remember, you have the right to say no. You have the right to your own beliefs and values. You have the right to live a life free from manipulation and control. Section 3. Seeking help. Resources and support for victims and their families. Escaping the clutches of a gang or cult is a courageous act. It's not a sign of weakness to ask for help. It's a sign of strength. Numerous organizations and resources are available to support victims and their families. They offer counseling, legal aid, and support groups. Don't hesitate to reach out. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, the Cult Education Institute, and the International Cult Studies Association provide valuable information, resources, and support to help individuals and families affected by gangs and cults. Recovery is possible. With the right support, you can rebuild your life and find lasting freedom. Section 1. The enduring allure and devastating impact of gangs and cults. Gangs and cults prey on our deepest vulnerabilities. They offer a sense of belonging, purpose, and power. But these promises come at a steep price: freedom, individuality, and often sanity itself. Their methods are insidious, their impact devastating. We've explored the dark psychology behind their allure, the manipulation tactics, the brainwashing techniques, the isolation and fear that bind members to these groups. It's a chilling reminder of the fragility of the human psyche, but knowledge is power. By understanding the tactics, we can better protect ourselves and those we love. Awareness is the first line of defense against exploitation. Section 2. Remember John and Maria, the human cost of exploitation. John and Maria's stories are not unique. Countless individuals have fallen prey to the allure of gangs and cults. Their experiences serve as a stark reminder of the human cost of exploitation. The emotional scars, the broken relationships, the shattered dreams, these are the lasting legacies of these groups. But amidst the darkness, there's hope. Many survivors have found healing and reclaimed their lives. Their stories are a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Their courage inspires us to fight back against manipulation and control. Section 3. Stay informed, stay vigilant, stay connected. The power of awareness. The fight against gangs and cults is ongoing. We must remain vigilant, educating ourselves and our communities about the dangers they pose. Knowledge is the antidote to manipulation. Share this video, start a conversation. Let's shine a light on the dark corners where these groups operate. Together, we can create a safer world. Subscribe to Brainwave Matrix for more explorations of the human mind. Stay informed, stay vigilant, stay connected. #dark psychology, #cults, #gangs, #manipulation, #brainwashing, #cult awareness, #gang awareness, #mental health, #psychology.